is so extensive that lasers are actually used to laser these cuts of meat to make sure that each portion is exact.
Wow.
So you know that you're getting 8 ounces when you pay for 8 ounces.
What else we got here, Brent?
Over here we got a porterhouse. That's the brother to the T-bone. The difference between a T-bone and a porterhouse is that both have a strip loin on this side, which is basically this cut of meat here, with the tenderloin, which is basically this cut of meat here, attached on this side of the bone. The T-bone, though, you'll find the tenderloin is a little bit smaller on this side over here. That's really the only difference. Next product over there is obviously not beef, as you can see. That's a brand new product for us as well, but it's called a top sirloin pork steak. Very much like this product here, but from the pork. Cooked the same way.
What I like about these products, Brent, I only need to have them in my freezer so I don't have to go anywhere. I'm sitting on my backyard, I'm looking at my grill, I want to fire it up and I'm hungry and I'm having a nice cold beverage, nice tea, and then I don't have to go anywhere. I just go to my freezer, I pull these steaks out. I know they're delicious because I got them at Johnny's and they're convenient. I know they're safe. You can have them in your freezer for probably, what, 9 months, Brent?
At least 9 months.
At least 9 months. With any frozen food, you know you're dealing with safety. A lot of people I know, what they do, they'll buy a fresh steak and bring it home. They don't eat it for 3 or 4 days. They end up throwing it in the freezer. So then they have a product that wasn't prepared to be frozen and then put on the grill. So it comes out a little tougher, a little drier. These steaks are marinated. They're designed to be frozen. They are frozen. You get them home frozen, and then they are delicious when you grill them up. This is just an outstanding line of steaks here at Johnny's, and you've got 5 steaks here that you just can't get anywhere else than Johnny's. So, Brent, I tell you, I'm going to Johnny's when I need my steaks, and I do get steaks, and I've tried this pork, and it's delicious. I've tried most of these. They are delicious. Now, listen, we've got corporate chef Roger Tappan, and he's outside, and I'm going to join him shortly. We've got a grill fired up. We're going to be sampling a couple of these steaks, and we are looking forward to it.
Great.
So let's get out there and see what Roger's doing. Well, here we are. I'm outside now with Chef Roger Tappan, and as you can see, we've got our grill fired up. Now listen, Brent gave us a great knowledge on all those great steaks that you can only get at Johnny's. And remember, we're on Route 11, conveniently located off of 81. Now listen, we've got a couple steaks here that Chef Tappan's going to do for us. And let's take it away to Roger now. Roger, what do we got going on today?
Okay, Rod, we're going to show you a textbook way to cook a frozen steak from Johnny's. We've selected our beautiful 12-ounce ribeye and a New York strip. Step number 1, we thawed it. We thawed it in the Cryovac package, either overnight in the refrigerator, or we can do it in cold water for probably a 20 to 30 minute period of time. Then 20 to 30 minutes before you're ready to cook, get the steak out of the package and allow it to come to room temperature. Room temperature meat will cook more evenly and a little quicker. At that point in time, when we opened it and put it out into the air to get to the room temperature, we put a little salt and pepper on the steak. Salt tweaks the taste buds. It's the most recognizable flavor that our taste buds do recognize, and it helps. So we're ready to go on the grill. Let's quick brush it with a neutral flavored oil, and that would be just a good grade of vegetable oil.
It looks like Roger's using that great New York strip steak that you can buy at Johnny's for just $3.99. That's less than $5 a pound for a choice New York strip steak. So,
now,
Roger?
Note, if you will, I'm going to show you how to put a nice diamond mark pattern on your steak. So my grids are running perpendicular from me, and I'm going to lay the steak on there on a 45-degree angle to the grid. Very easy.
Wow, well, while Roger does that, I'm starting to get a little hungry here. Now remember, it's a Saturday afternoon, you've done your yard work, you're sitting on your backyard, you're looking at your grill, you got a cold beverage, it's time to get ready to chow down on some delicious steaks.
Now, while we're waiting for the steaks we're going to cook them about 2 to 3 minutes on the side. And while we're waiting for that to happen, before we turn them, I want to show you how to make a quick steak butter. I've got about a 1/4 cup of room temperature butter, and I'm going to add about the equal amount in volume of blue cheese crumbles.
I love it when you take these extraordinary steaks and even make them more extraordinary, and that's why we've got Chef Roger Tappan here. He's got these great little tips, and you can find out about them too when you go to our webpage under the recipe department.
Well, that is all there is to it. Just mix it up till it's well blended, and from this point it is ready to put on the steak. We could put it on in dollops. We could put it on in a pastry bag with a star tip on it and make it a little more fancy. Or we could put this volume of butter and blue cheese on a sheet of wax paper, roll it up into a tube, twist the ends, refrigerate it for about 4 hours, and then if we like, we can cut it into attractive coins, if we like, and then they can go on the steak just before service.
Well, I love it when I work with these chefs. They've got all these neat little, cute little things you can do and take this stuff and make it extraordinary. Remember, we're talking steaks here at Johnny's.
Now here's another quick steak butter. Again, we've got about a 1/4 cup of room temperature butter. We've got our Canadian steak seasoning. Going to use about a tablespoon. Put that in our butter. Whisk it together very quickly. And here again, this is ready to use, or we can do the pastry bag, the dollops, or we can roll it in the wax paper and refrigerate it, make it into coins, same as the other. Okay, our steaks ought to be ready to turn. We're not going to flip them though. We're going to turn them on the same side, back on another 45-degree angle in the other direction.
Wow, those steaks are very lean, Roger, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of smoke flying up, so that's great. We got good quality steaks here at Johnny's.
We absolutely do. One of the reasons that our steaks have such good quality is and Rod and I were at the plant. We visited the plant and we saw these steaks being processed. They have an absolute minimum exposure to the open air, and that's deterioration. With fresh raw meat, that's deterioration. These steaks are weighed from above, are measured from above with a computer. The water laser goes through, cuts them, they spill onto a stainless steel conveyor belt, and they shoot off into these packages, the Cryovac packages, and are flash frozen just like that. It's minimal. So they're just fresh as you can be.
As quick as these steaks pop out, they're in a bag and they're down the line. Brent said about a laser, I don't know if everybody understood. These are cut with water, such high pressurized water. There's no knives involved, there's nobody's hands involved. Very clean, sterile applications, and it's quick. And these steaks, like Roger said, they haven't been exposed to the air, and then right away they're put in and flash frozen.
Okay, these should be ready to turn again. We're going to the other side. Beautiful pattern on there.
Wow, look at that pattern. Do you see that pattern on that steak? That is awesome, Roger.
Looks like a magazine picture.
When you have your guest over and you lay that steak down there with that pattern on, they're going to think you really know what you're talking about. And then when you throw in a little something special with some of those flavored butters or oils, my goodness, your guests are going to love you.
Secret to cooking a good steak is start with a good steak, and we have them here at Johnny's. Now, how do we know when it's done to our liking? How do we know when it's done? The best way is to cook the same steak in the same position on the grill at the same heat level. And then it's just a matter of pressure, or press it with your finger. Raw meat is soft and mushy. As it firms up, becomes medium, or rather rare, then it's still a little soft, but it's starting to give some resistance. Medium, we're starting to feel some firmness, but it will still give back. At medium well, now we're starting almost to feel a hardness. And of course, for well done, well, we won't even talk about it.
Nah, we don't want to talk about well done. That's why the medium wells and the wells, you'll notice, are a little chewier, because they get harder as they get more done.
Right.
When I was in high school, I worked on a line, searing cooks. I was a cook, and boy, that was one of the targets we did here on steaks. We tested the tenderness of them. We tested by pushing